go, that this is gonna hurt. This life that we're living drags you through the dirt. Sometimes all we can do.
Well, hey everybody, welcome to another tour update. Good to have you with us today, tonight, whenever you're tuning into this. I'm just getting off of a full day of services at a church in Yardley, Pennsylvania called Woodside Presbyterian. Actually, I'm going to flip this camera around so you can see the sunset here. Check this out.
To the song. Sometimes all we can do is hold on. Hold on.
So I'm just finishing up. We did 4 services today at this church in Yardley. I've played this church a bunch of times. As it turns out, the first time I played at this church was back in 2012. And so it's hard to put into words what these weekends are like, especially at a church like this one, because I played a concert last night and then 4 services today. And we had a 9 a.m., a 10:30 a.m., and then they do this recovery luncheon at 12:30 where they serve lunch to folks that are in the recovery community, and I lead worship, there's a sermon. It was just an incredible service. And then there's a 6 p.m. Kind of casual service that they have. And the 9 a.m., the 10:30 a.m. were packed out, like really, great crowds. The 12:30, nice crowd there. And then the 6 p.m., it started raining like 20 minutes before the service, like really raining. I'll show you, I'll put some video up. But it started raining and we were like, oh boy, because they usually don't have a big crowd for this service. Maybe there's like 40 people or so. So 6 o'clock rolls around and there's 10 people there. And what was cool was that 2 guys that walked in first, they walked in and they said, hey, is there a church service here tonight? And we said, yeah, it's right in here. It starts at 6 o'clock. And come to find out, they were chatting with the pastor after, and they said, we're heading off to college, and we just wanted to check in at a church before we go to kind of set things straight, and just, spend some time with God before we go to college. And I was like, how cool is that? Like, it's just super cool that these 2 guys just kind of sought out a church and just went for it. I was like, this is great. So you never know how God's going to work in the midst of and we were like, okay, 10 people, 11 people, it is what it is. It's all good. And is that better? You can probably see a little better. Anyway, it was just super cool. And last night, we had about 100 people at the concert. Really great night. We got a couple of kids sponsored. Reconnected with a lot of folks that I hadn't seen in a while. Heard some incredible, people just loved the evening of worship. This one girl came up to me after and she said, I just love your writing, the way you write, the words, the lyrics. And another guy was talking to me about that today, about just how different the songs are compared to what's out there in the regular Christian community. And I said, yeah, there's actually a lot of great independent Christian artists that you never hear because K-Love just doesn't play them. It is what it is. So it was great to hear that people were connecting with the lyrics and connecting with the songs, and how they were just working in people's lives. And folks were saying, hey, I was listening to music all afternoon preparing for the concert and all that kind of stuff. So it was really, it's super encouraging for me to kind of hear that and come, realize that the music works, the message works, people are hearing what this is all about. It's just great. And so, and I met this other guy, boy, he had, this church has a really great recovery program, and they're affiliated with a couple of different recovery programs. And I was chatting with this one guy about his story, and just he's lost, I think he said 2 or 3 of his kids to overdoses. We just talked about that because we were able to commiserate because I had lost my nephew, and just how hard it's been over the 7 years that it's been 7 years since this happened. And it's amazing to just be able to have these conversations with folks and hear their stories, and they get to hear my story, and we can kind of just go back and forth. But man, and then today at the recovery service, like, there's just, it's amazing, some of these stories and how God has pulled people out of the muck and the mire, and brought them into like His glory, and brought them into a position of hope and peace, with these, just trying to find the right words here, hope and peace in these situations. It's really hard. We were chatting about this last night from stage, about how hard it is to deal with the stress and the anxiety and the worry, in the past, right? The past is really difficult to deal with. And so, anyway, what a great weekend. I mean, just an awesome weekend. So I'll throw some clips up. You guys can check out some of the pictures and some of the video of this town. If you ever have a chance to get to Yardley, Pennsylvania, first of all, stop into Woodside Church and go to church there. But second of all, just hang out. It's a great little town. They've got a cool little downtown area. And great weekend. Boy, another great weekend of just great shows. So, hey, thanks for tuning in. I am driving home now. I got a couple hours to go. But yeah, we'll do it all again next weekend. And thank you for you guys that are members. Thanks for being a part of this. If you're not a member and you want to become a member, head over to joindavesband.com and you can get started there. It's super easy to join up and sign up, and you'll get access to our devotions and the Bible studies, the worship videos, and our community. And the best part is, when you join, the first few dollars of your membership goes straight to helping us sponsor a child. So we save lives, we give kids food, clothing, clean water, and health care. It's awesome. So join our community, become a part of it. We'd love to have you with us. Okay, I'm gonna get back to driving. You're gonna get back to whatever you're doing. But thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.
Never going to lay down, because I knew God was doing something. I knew He saved me to something. I knew that there was a purpose for my life, and I wanted to figure that out. And for me, it's this community. It's the prison and recovery community that He has called me to. A son of disobedience, dead in trespasses and sin, dead in my addiction, dead spiritually, dead in relationships,